So what's really interesting about sleep is sleep and driving, and I think a lot of us think about fatigued driving as being the ultimate. Perhaps what you were saying, Claire, the end state fatigue. Someone falling asleep at the wheel, or sort of having these micro naps. But sleep can affect driving in so many, or lack of sleep can affect driving in so many other ways that we may not even be aware of. So it reduces our alertness to hazards, and it can influence our judgment and our decision making as well. Also, our lane positioning. I know I notice when I'm driving with my husband, when he's getting a bit sleepy, the first thing that I notice is his lane positioning starts to change a little bit. So that's a neat trigger I've identified there. But even things like it can affect how tolerant we are of other road users, and that in turn is also going to influence the decisions we make and what we do when we're driving. So it can have these smaller implications on our driving that we may not be aware of, but affects our drive and also puts us at risk for other things.
The reason I like the blood alcohol stats is we understand the dangers of driving under the influence of alcohol. And there's been a huge culture shift in people saying, yeah, it's bad and I'm not going to engage in that behavior. So to put fatigue against alcohol and say, well, actually, this is the risk of fatigue is huge. So just some stats there. This is a study that we just released literally last week. This is a dose response study of crash risk, and relative to 8 hours, you can see the increase in crash risk from 5 hours of sleep, 3, and no sleep. 5 times the amount of sleep, crash risk, 10 times the amount of crash risk for 3 hours of sleep. And you put this in context of blood alcohol, which is twice the crash risk for the legal limit of 0.05, you see that fatigue is a major, major problem.